Hello. Thanks for letting me be your guide today as you roll out the fascia and release trigger points. Your muscles are going to feel freer and more relaxed. Fascia is really simple. The connective tissue that covers your whole body from head to toe is like a sheet of cellophane. If you pull one side, it stretches the whole sheet. Similarly, if the fascia around your pectorals are tight, it's going to round the shoulders forward and affect the spine. Or if you have trigger points or tension in the hip flexors, it'll create an anterior pelvic tilt. Let's get started. All you need is 2 tennis balls and a tube sock. So we'll start on our backs, and you're going to come into figure 4 position. And basically what we're going to do is roll the ball into the acetabulum, which is where the femur, think of this as the thigh bone, rests in the pelvis. So bring the ball underneath and anchor it with your left hand, and then you're just going to lean over the left side and keep moving the ball as you lean into it, finding areas of tension. And then find a place that might be a little bit more sore, and then just rest into it. Taking some deep breaths here. We're not jamming into the ball. We're just allowing the muscle to soften slowly, and you'll notice that the muscles soften in layers. So it will soften a little bit, and then a little more. And you really only need a little bit of pressure. And find another spot. Breathe into it, soften the face, soften the jaw. Good, and then remove the ball, grab a hold of the right ankle with the left hand, and then come into a light twist. So you're anchoring the left ankle with the right hand and you're pressing the knee away. You should feel a nice stretch along the right IT band, tenor fascia lata. Keep pressing that knee away from the body. Good. Press up. Change the cross of the legs. Left ankle on top of the right thigh. Take the tennis ball in the right hand. And then we're just leaning over onto the right tennis ball. So this is great for your external hip rotators, your piriformis muscle. Piriformis muscle oftentimes will clamp down on your sciatic nerve, giving you that fun tingling nerve pain all throughout the leg. So really great to find the trigger points, find the knots, the areas of tension, and help to release those areas. So find a sensitive spot and lean into it. Deep breaths here. Just let it all go. And then maybe find another spot that feels sore, tender today. Good, and you can stay here as long as you want. You can pause the video, remove that ball, bring the left foot all the way over to the floor on the right side, grab a hold of the ankle with the right hand, and press the left knee away from the body. You should feel a nice stretch on the IT band, tenor fascia latae on the left side. Good, and then come all the way back up. Uncross the legs. Come on up, take a hold of your sock. And I like to do this because it keeps the balls a little bit more stable. So putting one all the way in, and then leave a little bit of a space. This space is going to be for your spine. And they should stay in there in the sock. And then coming above your tailbone and on your forearms, you're just going to rock back and forth, rolling the tennis balls on the erector spinae muscles. So this muscle group runs up and down the spine. Good, keep it going. You can crawl those feet a little further down. Get higher up in the body. And then if the ball starts coming out of the sock, just cinch it back. Sometimes I like to tie a knot in it. Keep them in there. Good, and then find your rhomboids. The rhomboids are right between the shoulder blades. And you're just gonna lie on the balls on the rhomboids. On the inhale, we're gonna open the arms up to the side, and exhale, hug them into the chest. Inhale, open the arms, and exhale, hug them in. Good, inhale, keep the arms open, close the eyes, and breathe into any areas of tension or discomfort. Good, and then just walk the feet down a little bit more. So you're coming a little bit higher up, more towards the top tips of the shoulder blades. Inhale and exhale, hug the arms in. Inhale, open the arms. And exhale, hug them in. And then inhale, just find that area, maybe roll back and forth a little bit more. And find a place to rest on top of the balls. Good. Good. Come on up on the forearms. We're going to take the sock and tennis balls and we're going to place them up by our trapezius muscles. These muscles tend to get really tight from being on the computer all day or driving a lot. So they're the ones on tops of the shoulders that feel really good to get squeezed. So just find a spot and then inhale the arms, hover off the ground, and exhale, bring them down to a capital T. And inhale, hover the arms. Exhale, bring them down. Good, and then inhale, hover the arms up. And just rock side to side. Close the eyes. Good. Remove the sock and come up. All right, so now you're going to just take your tennis balls out of the sock and we're going to move into working the hamstring muscles a little bit. So come into Janu Shirshasana legs, extend the left leg, right foot on the inside thigh. And we're just going to place that ball kind of close to the sits bones and rotate the ankle. This should kind of get all across the hamstring muscle group. Moving the ball down, change the cross or change the rotation of the foot. Bringing it closer to the crease of the knee. Good. And then change legs. So bring the right leg out, left foot on the inner thigh. Bring the ball close to your sits bones and rotate the ankle. You can find those ropey spots, those trigger points. Pretty straightforward for the hamstrings. Good, and we're gonna get a little bit deeper now into that area. So come up onto the knees, like you're coming into like a camel pose. And then place the balls right in between the calf and the hamstring muscles, sitting back down. And then move the balls coming up, sit back down. And keep moving the tennis balls all the way down toward the ankles. Good, take another sweep, maybe toward the outer edges. Great, and then just come on to all fours. And you're just gonna roll the hands because there's fascia that extends all the way through the hands and through the feet. And then just a nice gentle roll on the feet. You can also do this one standing, which is really effective because you're placing in your entire body weight onto it, holding onto a wall or a chair. But just really easy for today. We're just rolling the center, the middle, outside foot, and then change. Center, inside, middle of the foot. And remembering that there's all those reflexology points on the bottom of the foot, so it's also affecting all the internal organs, helping just to bring more blood flow and oxygen to those areas. All right, so now we're going to come down and work your iliopsoas muscle. Sometimes this can be really locked up and it can lead to lower back pain. So you're going to take both balls and you're going to come down into Sphinx pose. So first place the balls like kind of a bit above your hip bone. So it's almost going to be in your stomach, or some people call the groin area. Coming up into Sphinx, find a position that's relatively comfortable. Good, and then slowly you're going to lower all the way down to the floor and just place your forehead on your hands like so. And breathe into the areas of discomfort. And just allow all your weight to sink into the tennis balls, allowing those muscles to soften. Good, and then just come back up into Sphinx pose. Find another position, so maybe a little bit higher up, or maybe a little bit further down. You'll get used to it the more you practice what areas of your body there's holding of tension, and then come all the way back down, resting your forehead on the hands. And just allow the muscles around the tennis ball to soften a little bit deeper. Good. Coming back up. You're going to take the balls this time below the hip bones. So we're going to be working on our quadricep muscles. So take both tennis balls in relatively the same position. Good. Coming up into Sphinx. Whew, you can really feel it. The more you come up, the more you can really feel the tension melting away. And then move the tennis balls down a little bit further. Maybe rock side to side. Coming up into Sphinx. Good, come down onto the floor. Move the tennis balls further down toward the knees. And then coming back up. Rock side to side. Now you should really feel a lot of ropiness across the front side thigh. Good, come down. Last position right above the knee. And just now you're rolling back and forth, maybe side to side a little bit. And then just roll it all the way down toward the inner thighs and all the way down toward the knees. Good. Let's just do a nice downward facing dog. Lengthen the body. And then come back down. Okay, now we're going to move into side plank. So you're going to take your left foot over the right knee. You just need one tennis ball for this. And then come down onto your forearm. Oops. Come down onto your forearm. And then we're going to lift the hip and you're going to roll the tennis ball on the outside right thigh. This is really going to get your IT band, your tenor fascia lata. It's probably one of the most painful areas we've worked on today. So just pace yourself, be gentle. And again, you're just rolling right above the knee. You don't want to be on the knee or on the bone. Good. And then we're going to change sides. So right foot crosses over the left knee. Come down onto the forearm. Lift the left hip. And then rolling back and forth on the left side hip. Just come up to the a little bit below the head of the femur and all the way down toward the knee. Good. All right, so we're going to come down onto our backs again, and we're going to work to release the occiput area. So put both tennis balls back in the sock, and then come down onto your back. The occiput is that area, the ridge, where the cranium meets the neck. So allow the hands to come behind the tennis balls, just kind of holding them in place. But your hands are resting still on the floor. Good, and then you're just going to roll over, allowing the head to roll over toward the left side. And just pause there. And again, you don't need to put a lot of pressure into this area to feel a release, but it is really nice to give yourself some time in each spot so that you can feel the depth of relaxation and the depth of myofascial release here. And maybe just turn the head a little bit more further to the left side now. And breathe into any areas of discomfort. And again, you can stay here as long as you want. We'll roll over now toward the right side. So the chin comes toward the chest. Just finding any areas of tension that build up along that occipital ridge. Good, and then just roll over further to the right side. Deep breath. Soften your jaw, soften your face. Good, and the last exercise we'll do today. Take one of the balls out of your sock, and then we're just gonna roll it starting on the left side in a clockwise direction, keeping your left hand on top of your right. We're gonna roll the tennis ball all throughout the abdomen area. And so this will help get anything that's stuck to move a little bit freer. Could release some gas. And then come all the way up toward the bottom ribs. And roll up into the bottom ribs. On the right side, there's a nice liver spot there. You can hold the tennis ball and breathe into it. And then roll it over toward the left side. Find a nice spot underneath the lower ribs. Press the ball into the abdomen. I always find I get a lot of tension here, especially when I do any flying, any air travel. A lot of compression in the lower ribs. So this can help to relieve some of that. Good, and then just keep rolling. Maybe take another round. And we will release the ball to the side. Extend the legs and just take a final Shavasana pose, final resting pose. So bring the shoulder blades underneath the back, palms resting face up toward the sky. And just take some deep breaths here. Thanks for rolling with me today. If you like our videos and want to see more, like, subscribe, and share. Namaste.